So here's a thought. What if robots, the ones we've been obsessing over for decades, are already way ahead of what we're prepared to handle?
What if China, of all places, is sitting on a new generation of humanoid robots that could change the entire game? I'm not talking about just a few isolated instances of innovation. I'm talking about a shift-to-shift so massive that it could alter how wars are fought, how economies work, and how we think about labor and artificial intelligence.
I know, sounds dramatic, but stay with me. Back in October 2024, a Chinese startup came like a wrecking ball, full-sized humanoid robot, not just any robot, but a machine with a walking gait so like that it almost felt real.
People I know, the entire industry was taken aback. Seriously, you had all these so-called innovators around the world, big tech companies, AI research labs, pushing for progress, and then boom, a startup out of Shenzhen drops a robot that immediately sets a new benchmark for human-like bipedal locomotion. Everyone thought, how is this possible? How are they doing this so quickly?
I couldn't stop thinking about it. It was a breakthrough, and you know me, I always have to dig deeper. So here's the kicker, and this wasn't some futuristic pipe dream. This robot was real.
It moved fluidly, smoothly, and with a level of control that, at least in my mind, broke the mold. The key to it all? A novel end-to-end neural network. It's a self-optimizing system that continually adapts its movements as it walks, something I hadn't seen before, not at this scale.
I mean, we've seen advances in robotics, right? Boston Dynamics with their four-legged robots, SoftBank's Pepper, but none of these came close to the sheer lifelike quality that this robot exhibited. This was different.
So it turns out the company behind this is Engine AI, a Shenzhen-based startup. They weren't playing around. From the start, they had a clear vision. Humanoids weren't just toys or research projects, they were the future. The PM one they rolled out, that's just one part of their game-changing lineup. I thought, all right, what's next? This is the kind of disruptive tech I've been waiting for. And it's not just the tech that's impressive, it's the price. At around $122,000 cheaper than many high-end humanoids out there, including the Unitree G, one Engine AI's PM, one is hitting a price point that could disrupt everything. I mean, just look at it. This thing's smaller than some of its competitors, but it moves with fluidity, precision, and has an advanced visual system. Plus, it's customizable. It's a game changer for both business and education. For under $150,000, that's an investment any major research facility or university would make in a heartbeat.
But let's talk specs for a second. The PM1 is 1.38 meters tall, or 4.5 feet. Smaller than Engine AI's flagship humanoid, the C1, but still fully capable.
It weighs just 40 kilos, about 88 pounds, so it's lighter and more nimble than most humanoid robots in the market. It can walk at a speed of 2 meters per second, about 4.5 miles per hour, which, by the way, is faster than Unitree's T1. But here's where it gets interesting. The PM1 has 24 degrees of freedom, DOF. That's right, 24. Now, some of you might think, what does that even mean? In simple terms, it means this robot can move with more articulation and precision than a lot of other humanoids out there. It's got 12 degrees of freedom in its joint motors, which enables it to do things like walking with human-like fluidity and even performing tasks that require fine motor skills. It's got this human-like rotation with a 320-degree waist rotation, and that's just scratching the surface.
So, what does this mean for the industry? It means we're looking at a new level of mobility that isn't just about walking in a straight line or performing simple tasks.
This robot could theoretically be deployed in a wide range of applications, research, healthcare, construction, you name it. It could be doing things that we didn't think robots would be capable of for another decade. I've always said that China would be the world's leader in AI and robotics, no surprise there. But what I didn't expect was the pace at which they'd be able to leap ahead. Think about this. The PM1 isn't just a flashy new toy. It's part of a broader push to push the boundaries of humanoid robotics. And China seems to be leading the charge. But that's not all. China has a history of taking technology and applying it on a massive scale. Their massive manufacturing base, combined with advances in AI, creates an ecosystem that makes rapid prototyping and scaling possible. While the West gets stuck on the small details, China is able to move quickly, creating products that rival, if not surpass, anything we've seen in the West.
I'll be honest, I'm both impressed and a little nervous. The rapid progress being made by Engine AI and others in China could completely flip the balance of power in robotics. They're not just building these robots for fun.
They're gearing up for the next big thing. Automation at scale, robots integrated into every aspect of society, and warfare. Yes, you heard that right, warfare. As much as I hate to admit it, I've been thinking about how these advancements could change the face of warfare. I mean, we're already seeing how AI is being used to control drones, automated tanks, and missile systems. The idea that a country like China, with its increasing interest in military dominance, would develop humanoid robots for military purposes doesn't seem so far-fetched anymore. But this goes beyond just fighting wars. This is about reshaping economies, labor forces, and the very way we live. The PM1's incredible mobility, autonomy, and scalability could make it a perfect asset for military operations. Imagine a battlefield where robot humanoid ones no less are deployed not just for manual labor, but as soldiers in their own right. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, this sounds like science fiction. But if you look at the trajectory of technological development, it's not hard to see where this is going. These robots will eventually be used for everything from reconnaissance to combat. Hell, they could even replace human soldiers in some situations, reducing casualties and increasing precision. The future of warfare could very well include humanoid robots in active duty.
Here's where things get even more interesting, though, and it's not all about the robots. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. China is going through some serious issues right now.
There's a brewing economic storm, one that could destabilize the entire region. I'm talking about a potential collapse in their economic problems with debt, inflation, and an aging population. If that happens, these robots might be the only thing keeping the country afloat. I've been saying for a while that we're on the cusp of something big. Maybe it's because we're at the edge of a technological breakthrough, or maybe it's just that we're in a weird moment in history. But the combination of rapid innovation in robotics, AI, and the potential economic collapse of China, that could set the stage for some dramatic changes in global power dynamics. If China collapses, these robots could become weapons for control, either by the government to maintain order or by other forces aiming to capitalize on the chaos. It could lead to a global robotics arms race. Maybe that's why we're seeing all these countries scrambling to develop their own versions of humanoid robots. What's next for Engine AI? Well, the company isn't stopping at the PM1. They've already launched the SA1, an open source humanoid robot priced at around $55,000, an affordable option for research and education. And if they keep pushing forward like this, the next few years are going to be very interesting. There's one more thing. Engine AI is working on a robotic dog designed to compete with Unitree and deep robotics quadrupeds. This could be a huge leap forward, and I'm watching it closely. China's getting ready to dominate the robotics landscape in a way that we haven't seen before. And if you think they're just building robots for fun, think again. The future of warfare economics and power itself is being written right now, and we're all watching from the sidelines. So what are we going to do about it?
But here's the thing, as much as I admire the rapid advancements coming out of China, I'm also deeply aware of the consequences. We're talking about a shift so monumental that it's not just about robots replacing humans in factory lines.
It's about a transformation in the very fabric of society, work, war economics, and power dynamics. The kind of transformation that changes everything. And yet, what's truly unsettling is the inevitability of it all. These robots, this technology, it's already here. It's no longer something for the distant future. Sure, some people still think we're years away from widespread humanoid robots, but the truth is we're closer than most realize. And the pace of development in countries like China,